everybody, buckle up. We have to fly into the danger zone. We're flying, we're shooting, we're bobbing and weaving through the fire, and this is Remote Life. This is a game developed and published by Next Game Level, and it is a 2D side-scroller of sorts. Bullet Hell, as it's called, and this is one of those, but with a little bit of a space kind of framing around it. Now, this game is quite difficult. It will punish you, but we'll get there anyways. This is a very kind of slow-paced shooter in terms of moving forward. You are forced to move forward. The camera just moves with or without you. There's a huge amount of obstacles in your way. Some of it just being the environment, whether you're flying through an asteroid field or old ships that are broken down and open, that kind of thing. But there's also a huge amount of an alien life force that's firing back at you. And that's where the difficulty and the gameplay really comes in. This is quite a punishing experience, I have to say. Some of these levels are quite long, and you may get to the very end of it just to discover this is a boss fight. There's a lot of this gross organic kind of thing going on where you're bursting kind of bubbles, eggs, alien specimens, and worms and debris are coming out. There's kind of a little bit of a gross out factor here, but it's not so much visually, it's what's going on in the story. The game's not pretty to look at by any means. That definitely was not the point, but it doesn't terribly change up a lot during each mission either. You go through kind of a space background, kind of a generic asteroid field look to it, but there's not a whole lot of variance within the level. You might get to another level and now it's all entirely inside of another ship, so the backgrounds change. But when it comes to fighting the different enemy types that come up, they seem quite samey. There is a huge amount of variation between each individual model, but you don't ever get more than what you see in the first two levels, really. There's towards the third one, you might see some of these kind of insectoid-looking aliens, and that's a little different, but it's just kind of going for a generic alien feel, and it delivers. The idea is to not spend too much time looking at these anyways, and just deliver as much fire downfield as you can. You have 3 weapon slots, and you also have a bomb bay, and you can pick up these collectibles that will tweak or just replace your base weapons. Your base weapons are quite, well, weak. You have a Gatling cannon, you have a split cannon, that sort of thing, but these do not run out of ammo, but as such they don't really do much with their ammo either. Any of the weapons you pick up are much more effective, and a lot of the times to get through certain pinch points in the level, you're going to need to save that split cannon, or whatever your favorite weapon is. And I think the twist cannon is mine, but when it came up to certain boss fights, I would just switch to that and immediately just pummel the boss as hard as I could, because otherwise you're stuck in this kind of arena, and well, there's a lot more danger to yourself than there is to anything else. As you push through the level, there's also a percent counter, and I like this actually. This shows how far through the level you are. It will, maybe you're looking down, do I have enough ammo to keep going? Do I want to pick up more weapons? Well, you might discover that you're 90% through. Never mind, I'm okay. We're gonna use my favorite weapon now on anything that comes up. This game is just releasing, and I've only experienced this in early access, so it's not quite fair of me to put a full score on this, especially because I'm not done pushing my way through it yet. But what I have seen, what I can tell you, is that this is absolutely a competent 2D shooter. It has a lot going for it in terms of getting in, having fun, just having short little scenarios, little sessions of play. But if you're gonna sit here for a very long time, that's where it gets a little painful in some regards. I have to recommend this because it is such a competent game and you will enjoy it if this is a genre for you. But I have to kind of underscore that with it is difficult. If it can beat me down, it may give you some hard times too. Remote Life is a challenging homage to the 2D shooters of old. We definitely recommend to fans of the genre.